Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nemeko Nyakabiri. I am here again to talk about the palm oil value chain, domestic supply deficiencies, deficits, and gap in Nigeria. And for those who follow keenly the economic situation of Nigeria, you will see clearly that last year alone, Nigeria imported over $600 million worth of palm oil and palm oil derivatives. And this is not supposed to be so. This is one country in 1965 controlled 45% of the global palm oil value chain supply. And as of today, the global market size is about $82 billion, and 85% controlled by Indonesia and Malaysia, countries that came to West Africa in the late 1876 and all those stuff to pick the seedlings in the wild. Nigeria is the only place where the palm tree and the palm fruits trees grow in the wild. So a country that used to control 45% of the global palm oil market, of course, driven mostly by the revolutions of Dr. Michael Luhano in the old eastern region. And the first rail route that was created in Nigeria was actually created by the Britishers to enable them evacuate palm produce and other produce even before the advent of the crude oil. And the palm oil is one of the best oil you can think of in the whole world, and is the use of the palm oil is so deep, so nutritious, that even when the Westerners brought other variants of, there's no other oil, plant-based oil that is as rich as a palm oil. Nigeria currently consumes about 2.4 million tons of the CPO every year. We're only producing about 1,050,000 tons, just less than 50%. And I've always said it, to cover the domestic supply gap, we need to do at least 500,000 to 700,000 hectares of the new Tenera palm plantations across the palm belts in Nigeria. And it will require us planting about 85 to 120 million high-yielding, super-yielding Tenera palm trees. And it will require us setting up about 1,080 cottage factories, palm pressing factories, value chain that will be able to do at least 10 to 20 tons per day capacity. So, and we've been at the forefront. We've set up agro parks, nursery parks, where we do 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 Tenera palm trees, to provide the input seedlings for those who are willing to tap into this. And I've always shared with us here that a hectare of the palm plantation, which is about 15 plus of land developed with about 2.5 million over time, will give you an average of about 7.5 million naira revenue every year once it gets into full production by the fourth, fifth, sixth year. And we are developing agro palm cities, across the southeast of Nigeria. And we encourage communities, if your community is able to provide up to 100 to 200 hectares of land, it's a promise I'm making, and you can share this. We will deploy mechanized equipment, bulldozers, tractors, and other things with us to help you clear the place. At least set up about 100 to 200 of your indigenous into a cooperative, raise the funding for them, help them to, if you want to fund it yourself, good and fine, help them to develop palm plantations or moringa plantations or cocoa plantations, intercropped with food crops and veggies that will give them short-term revenues within 2-3 months, while they wait for the plantation to get to the level where you start yielding the maximum output of between 30 to 45 tons of fresh fruit bunch per annum. Why am I saying this? We are setting up agro parks across different locations in the southeast, the south, and even in the southwest. I visited Obaru. Obaru is one town in Anambra that is so rich. Obaru is one of the towns through which River Niger passed. They have very rich soil. And I heard stories of, sometimes they will tell me, you don't plant within so period because of they expected the Niger River to overflow. And it shocked me, because I expected the federal government of Nigeria and the Anambra state government. One of the ways you can checkmate erosion or flood, especially stopping the River Niger from overflowing in the East Bank is by continuous and constant dredging. Not only dredging, also providing shoreline embankment. See, Netherlands is actually far below sea level than any location in Nigeria. Yet, within this arable landmass of 1.5 million hectares, the Dutch produce almost about 120 billion euro worth of agro exports every year. You will never see them talk about this kind of thing we see in Nigeria. They had shoreline protection and wall across key critical locations so that the Atlantic Ocean or the ocean do not come in to carry them. I expect any reasonable government, both at the federal and state level, and the Anambra state government, working with the government of Nigeria, to continually do dredging, shoreline protection, shoreline embankment within from Obaru all the way to where the River Niger crosses Anambra State. At least you can even do small jetties within those areas to enable, agripreneurs to be able to evacuate their commodities. Let me not digress, but it's another topic for another day. So, but something struck me. We are doing massive agro orchards within Obaru. We are doing palm plantations. We are doing about 40,000 to 50,000 40,000 plants of the habanero pepper. We are also doing about 50,000 to 100,000 of tomatoes. Of course, we're going to set up dryers there to be able to process these things. And I'm happy with the National Assembly for passing a law. You cannot export any agro commodities out of Nigeria that is not 30% processed. So what struck me was when I entered Obaru, started moving through from the villages, I saw there are a lot of crude oil mills, palm oil mills across Obaru land. They have old palm plantations, which we are going to help some of them who are willing to, tap it into palm oil and replace it with the high yielding ones. What struck me was that I saw some of them, they had palm oil mill and they produce palm kernel from after crushing, taking the oil, extracting the oil. They will keep the palm kernel. I was asking them, why are you not processing the palm kernel? They said they will wait till December. They want it to dry properly. That means there was no even mechanism to dry it. So basically, and they don't even have cracking machines. They are waiting so they can now move it to another place. So what we just did was we are aggregating them. Where we have one or two oil mills that have capacity, we will set up, we will help them we'll bring in better crushers and better palm oil equipment. We'll give to them. We also bring palm kernel cracking machines and expellers and we'll install within those communities. Basically, what we want to do is we bring dryers that can enable them to dry the palm kernel without waiting for the sun, solar dryer, so that they can actually have more turnover. What is the whole essence of doing these things? We want to enhance efficiency, we want to enhance productivity, we want to enhance more return for those farmers and also enhance return because we're not Father Christmas. For every equipment, for every cottage factory we set up, we agree with them on an offtake arrangement, whatever they produce. We will buy, we will process, we will package, we will sell those, we will sell in the domestic market, we will export. Of course, we're not going to cheat them. We're going to benchmark the pricing based on global market price. Of course, a discount is going to be there for us for financing it and all those stuff. So these are the kind of things I expect the local government chairman, the governors to be doing, but they are not doing it. So you're in a community where you have people who are still engaged in crude form of palm oil production, and you have large expanse of palm trees or whatever. Call us. We will come in. We will establish processing factories across the value chain. We will offtake everything you produce. We'll set up dryers and processing plants within your community. We will also help you to expand your palm plantations. Do you know that in the southeast alone, if we develop 200 hectares or 100 hectares, 200 hectares of palm plantations, banana plantations, moringa plantations, cocoa plantations, cashew plantations in key locations, from the southeast alone, we generate nothing less than 2.7 trillion naira revenue from that little agro corner. There's no electoral ward in Nigeria that cannot generate between 1.5 to 5 billion naira. I'm not kidding you. We've done these numbers. We've done, scientific scanning and the review of our economy. Nigeria is one economy that can generate and produce and export nothing less than $350 billion worth of agro commodities. We can create easily 20 million jobs. We can set up hundreds of thousands of fully trained, fully equipped agro rangers that will be properly remunerated from proceeds from these agro parks, that will serve not just as protectors of the agro parks, but the communities where they come from. There's no skyrocket science about all these things. It's all about creative thinking solutions where you see problem. I visited those communities. My concern was my tomato and pepper and other things and the palm plantation. But when I entered those communities, immediately I saw the problem. I saw money. And by the time we provide solutions to those problems, we will empower them to make more money. We will make them more efficient. We will remove drudgery from them. And we will also create wealth for ourselves. And the truth is, by the time we'll expand this, and the younger ones who are into Yahoo and other things see that they can actually make better wealth without stress doing agripreneurship, they will embrace it. We'll have young boys, young girls, 20, 25, 22, 26 within our group, and they see the benefits of agripreneurship. See, go to South Africa. They had their agro week. Was it sometime this year? Over 350 private jets, aircrafts were parked by farmers, not by criminal politicians or looters. South Africa does not even have rich soil like Nigeria or the kind of beautiful climatic conditions we have in Nigeria. South Africa does not even have our population. We have over 200 million people less than 64 years old who are within the working population. South Africa does not have the size of Arab. They have a bigger landmass, but it's mostly desert. But every year, South Africa exports over $13.7 billion worth of agro commodities, just by less than 35,000 commercial farmers and then some other peasant farmers. We have 72 million farmers in Nigeria, yet we can't feed ourselves. Why not come on board? Anyway, if you want to contact us to work with you, you can reach us on 090909000989. 090909000989. WhatsApp, the mobile 0813 444 1140. 0813 444 1140. You can reach us on email, sefapcall@gmail.com. We are here to create wealth. We are here to provide credible, creative solutions on how we can unlock massive agro wealth in Nigeria. And once your community is able to provide us with a cluster of 200 hectares of land, it belongs to you. We will help you put your people under cooperative, get top agronomists that will train them, bring mechanized equipment that will help you clear and make your farming more efficient without the pains that go with peasant farming and the drudgery that accompanies it. We need at least 1 million to 3 million tractors in Nigeria. We need more than 1 million bulldozers in Nigeria. We need other agro equipment and technology to be able to sweat agro wealth here. See, and we are importing them, and we are also willing to help deploy it to locations where people are willing to help themselves. Talk to your town union. Talk to your missions. If you are an individual, you're in diaspora, don't waste your money giving people money to do business for you. Go to your community. Go to any other secure location. Buy land. Secure the land in your name. Invite us. We'll partner with you. We'll create better biological asset wealth for you in such a way that when you're done toiling where you are, you can retire home safely to mega wealth. 1 hectare of the palm plantation from the 56th year will give you about revenue of about 7.5 million.